So you're at CBS 3 after the start in New York. You're there 8 years. You're kind of back and forth. You were the last of that original team to leave, actually, now that I think about it, because I know Yuki's still there and everybody has gone from the morning. But yeah, you were the veteran on the morning. And obviously the other reason that I really got to first know you and everybody around the country got to know you was because in 2015, it was right around the time I first got to Philly, you were pregnant with those two adorable little munchkins that are running around in there, including one wearing a really cute Spider-Man outfit. And I see those two just adorable little girls. And you were pregnant publicly with those little girls. And I can say this on my podcast. People were giving you a lot of shit for being a pregnant woman on TV, which I don't understand why anybody would. And you went public with it because some of those comments were very, very nasty, very disgusting. It was like you can fully say what you feel on this, but it's just like, what was it like for you in the time period that you're pregnant, on air, very public gig, and your thoughts the first time you start seeing some of the negative BS start coming in about you just being pregnant with twins?
Yeah. I mean, that part of it will forever blow my mind, and I'll never understand why anybody has an issue with somebody carrying a child, because at the end of the day, that's how we're all here. Like, there's no reason to shame that, because how do you think you got here? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that part of it is so strange and bizarre, and I'll never get that. But on a personal level, you're hurt by it. Of course you're hurt by it, because you're doing, like we've discussed already, you're just doing your damnedest to get on the air at 4:30, let alone try to look your best. That part's hard enough when you've got the dark circles and the bags under your eyes. And by that point, when the really nasty comments started coming in, I think I was 33 weeks in when I posted this manifesto on Facebook about the nonsense that I was dealing with.
That's 7.5 months at that point.
Yeah. So
clear.
It was close to go time, really, because with twins, you're lucky to get past week 35. Like, that's the goal. So I'm 33 weeks in at that point. And it was huge. Like, I know it. I was huge. I looked like a house. But I was fine with it. I was fine with that, because the bigger my belly got, the healthier the pregnancy would be, because twins almost always come out smaller than the average baby does when you carry a singleton versus multiples. So I was like, let me get as huge as I need to get, because it's their health at the end of the day. That's the important thing here. But yeah, I mean, I'm literally waddling into work, 20 extra minutes needed on the alarm, believe it or not, just so that I could have the time, because I was so slow at that point. I'm, so slowly walking in. There's no way I could rush anymore. And so yeah, it just hurts your feelings in the beginning. And then the one that put me over the top, and this was a woman, mind you, that said this to me. Very passively, though. I don't think she thought that I was reading the comments on my Facebook page. It was a post I put up about, like, El Nino and the pattern change that the atmosphere was about to undergo. And so it had nothing to do with the girls. Like, it had nothing to do with pregnancy, nothing like that, my appearance, any of it. And underneath that post, completely irrelevant, she puts, I don't know why she has to walk around like a sausage in casing. And I'm like, what? Like, I mean, I just lost it. I got so mad. And I, as quickly as I could, stormed back into the weather office from where I had seen it. I saw it on one of the weather machines, one of the weather computers in the center, and walked back into the office and huffily sat down and started penning this post. And
that you managed to get off without dropping a bunch of F-bombs.
Oh, it was hard. I mean, I chose my words very carefully.
Yes,
because I didn't want to stoop to that ridiculous level and say, you guys are jerks, even though, of course, I thought that. And I would, in private discussion, use much harsher language than that. But yeah, it's just like, look, think about this for a second. Why are you here again? Oh, right, because somebody went through this exact same journey as I'm going through. Like, why aren't we celebrating this? This is ridiculous. And seriously, I was actually very cognizant about my delivery on the air, because I knew I was getting wider, and as I would turn to the side to show a weather map, I'd be covering up half the map. So I was really...
I don't mean to laugh at that, but I get exactly what
right?
you're saying.
So I was actually really careful. Like, oh, well, we've got this front over Pittsburgh, but I should probably zoom it out to, like, the Great Lakes so I can slide it over the west enough that when I turn, I'm not going to block it. Like, these are the ridiculous things that I was actually thinking about for the viewer. It was all for them in the end. And yeah, it was still not enough for this particular woman. But that was not by any means the one and only comment. There were a lot of people that were just upset that I was even still working, and you need to go on bed rest, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm like, look, my doctor tells me what I need to do. My doctor says work until I tell you not to, and we know that in the kind of parental leave policies that we have in America right now, you get 12 weeks. That's it.
That's all
you get 12 weeks to keep your job anyway. Now, if I wanted to go past 12 weeks of maternity leave, I don't know if they would have gotten rid of me. I have no idea. That's never a discussion that came up. But I'm like, look, if I can actually work up until the very last day, which I ended up doing, I finished a shift, went in for an ultrasound, and never left the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, so that worked out well for me. I'm not going to eat away at that time just because you don't like how I look. And I'm not going to eat away at that time just because I feel like taking a mini vacation before these babies come, because they're going to require a lot of care, and I want to be here for it.
You have the little ones, and to the credit of so many people at that station and so many more people, men and women, kind of got behind you and said, hey, that's not cool. Because I went back and watched the video from that time period, too, of just how people responded, how some of your coworkers responded, the others who had babies. And I saw some dudes who chimed in with pictures of them laying with their heads on their wives' bellies and just saying, no, this is totally cool. Because, yeah, I mean, we all got here the same way. At some point 40 years ago, my mother had to carry me around for 9 months and had to carry you around for 9 months. And it's some of the women coming after you have babies themselves. You would think that would understand what that is like, because you weren't walking around looking like a supermodel when you were 7.5, 8 months pregnant, let alone with twins.
It's all so ridiculous. Yeah. And I was kind of damned no matter what I wore too. Like people got angry that I was wearing form-fitting maternity dresses. People got angry when I would wear loose-fitting maternity dresses. Like, what am I supposed to do to make y'all happy? And at the end of the day, you'll never please everybody. I think we can all understand that, but it's like, just knock it off already. Like, people are so upset about it. I have no words for it because it just blows your mind. There's no way to wrap your head around that and understand it because there's nothing logical about it.